Welcome to a place where hearts unwind, infinite threads that gently bind, love and compassion in every line. Together we rise through space and time.
Welcome back to Infinite Threads. I'm your host, Bob. Have you ever watched people dancing when they don't know that they're being watched? Not performing, not posing, just moving. There's something honest about it, a kind of surrender to rhythm. The body stops arguing and simply follows what it hears. Life feels like that sometimes. Not choreographed in the strict sense and not scripted, but moving. There are steps we don't plan, turns we didn't anticipate, moments when we stumble, and moments when everything aligns so naturally that it feels effortless. This episode is called The Dance of It All. And after walking through patterns and unseen threads and living webs this week, it feels right to end here. Because when you zoom out far enough, existence doesn't look mechanical. It looks kinetic. Everything is in motion. Planets circling, oceans shifting, breath rising and falling, thoughts appearing and dissolving, people entering and leaving each other's lives. Nothing stands still. Even the idea of who you are is not fixed. You are in motion too. You are not the same person that you were 5 years ago. Not emotionally, not mentally, not spiritually. And yet, there is continuity. There is something that persists through the movement. A thread that remains while the choreography changes. What fascinates me is this. We don't just observe the dance, we participate in it. Every choice becomes a step. Every reaction becomes a turn. Every act of love alters the rhythm slightly. It's subtle, but it's real. Imagine a crowded dance floor. One person begins moving with joy instead of self-consciousness. Slowly, almost invisibly, that freedom spreads. Others loosen. Others risk smiling. The atmosphere completely changes. No announcement was made. No command was issued. The rhythm shifted because someone surrendered to it instead of resisting it. That's how love works inside the dance of life. It doesn't force. It influences. It invites. When you choose patience instead of sharpness, you change the rhythm of the interaction. When you respond with empathy instead of ego, you redirect the momentum. When you forgive, even quietly, you interrupt a cycle that might have spun on for years. You don't control the whole floor, but you absolutely affect your space on it. And here's something that has always moved me. The dance includes tension. There are fast sections and slow ones. Moments of stillness and moments of acceleration. You will not glide perfectly across every season of your life. There will be missteps. There will be collisions. There will be stretches where you feel out of sync completely. But being out of sync is not the end of the dance. It's part of it. Sometimes the most beautiful movements come after a stumble. Because when you regain balance, you do it with awareness. You do it with humility. You do it with intention. And guess what? Intention changes everything. We often approach life as if we're trying to reach a final pose, a stable ending, or a permanent arrival. But what if the point is not to freeze into perfection? What if the point is to keep moving in alignment? The love force that we keep returning to is not static. It flows. It adapts. It meets the moment. It listens to the music of what's happening instead of clinging to what has already passed. When you operate from love, you don't rigidly control the dance. You stay responsive. You adjust your step when someone else shifts. You hold space when the tempo slows, and you celebrate when it quickens. You allow difference without panic. That's what coherence looks like in motion. And here's the quiet miracle. You are not dancing alone, my friends. Even in solitude, you are in relationship with something larger. Your breath is in rhythm with the world around you. Your choices ripple into other lives, and your presence changes the pattern of the room. You may feel small at times. You may feel like your steps don't matter. But in a living dance, every movement counts. Even the smallest shift in posture can change the line of the entire piece. If everything is connected, if unseen threads are real, if patterns beneath patterns exist, then your participation is sacred. Not in a grand dramatic way, but in a simple, daily way. The way you speak to the person in front of you, the way you respond to frustration, and the way you treat yourself when no one is watching. These are not background movements. They are choreography. And the most beautiful part is this. The dance is not about dominance. It is not about overpowering the rhythm. It is about attunement. When you attune to the love, your movements become lighter. Not because life stops being difficult, but because you stop fighting the music. You stop trying to prove yourself through control. You begin to trust that alignment matters more than perfection. And when you trust that, joy returns. Not loud joy, steady joy. The kind that hums beneath even the hard days. So maybe the invitation here at the end of the week is simple. Don't try to solve existence. You're not going to. Don't try to pin down every mystery. Step into the rhythm. Notice where you're resisting. Notice where you're bracing yourself. Notice where you could soften just slightly. Because love is not asking you to choreograph the whole universe. It's asking you to move well in your part of it. To stay open. To stay responsive. To let your steps reflect care instead of fear. And when you do that, guys, when you do that, the dance changes. And not just for you, for everyone within reach of your movement. Life is in motion. The web is alive. The pattern is unfolding. People have seen it. What about Van Gogh's Starry Night? He saw the connection through everything in the universe. You're not watching from the sidelines, guys. You are in it, moving, turning, learning, loving. The dance, loving the dance of it all. I love you guys very, very, very much. And you know what I need you to do? I need you to go out and pass that on, okay? Later, Gators. Bye-bye.